Pisces, my name is Nigel and you have found ÄLKÖMԻ. I'm going to be doing your quickie reading. It's going to cover April 19th through the 25th. So when I say week, that's what I'm referring to. Please remember that any of the energies on this table can bleed backwards or forwards depending on where you're at on the timeline. You might look at this and not recognize it at all yet, or this might be something you're already going through right now. So let's get started here. We have you or someone else walking away from something. This could be a job, this could be a relationship, but somebody's walking away from something here. And you know, this is going to hit differently for all of you. For some of you, this is a relationship because I can see the twin flame thing here. But for others of you, this is definitely a job or something that you've committed to that way. So let's get started on the tarot. So we're doing tarot/oracle this week. We're doing a different kind of deck. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on this. It says possessiveness, the Four of Pentacles. You are releasing something that perhaps had you confused, something that was illusionary. You might have been looking at something with rose-colored glasses and you were hanging on pretty tightly to it. And I think that the illusion has lifted. I think that you have taken the glasses off here. You have the Seven of Swords in reverse, deception. There might have been somebody that did deceive you, but they are no longer doing that. This, like I said, this could be a job that was very deceptive, that was sort of, you looked at through rose-colored glasses as you started, but now that you're starting to see things and the illusion has lifted. The deception is no longer, you're definitely not believing what you're seeing anymore. You feel that you've reached a stalemate in this situation, whether this be a relationship or a job. You have here, you might be closed off. You might be resisting this completion, this moving on, you know, this closing out a cycle. You might be resisting it, even though you know things were not what you were promised. Things are not what someone had said they were. Here you have meditation in reverse. This is something that you might, you know, the meditation card, when it's in reverse like this, it might be something you need. And the meditation could be actual meditation, or it just could be time to think, time to really get solid on what you want to do here. You do know that somebody was wearing a mask. This, like I said, could have been a job that presented itself one way and ended up being something quite different. Or this very well could be a person you were involved with, or you are involved with now. There was a facade present. There is Pluto. I mean, Pluto is transformation, but it's not exactly gentle transformation. So this might have been very upsetting to you. This could have been shocking to you when it happened, or when it will happen. It might be very shocking to you. You might feel a little upset about what's going on here. You do have, you know, peeking into your future, you do have the Two of Cups in reverse. So, and this is a partnership gone awry, right? The Two of Cups in reverse. Opposition, Seven of Wands. You have the Two of Swords. Difficult decision, but this difficult decision was in reverse. I think that you are going to come to, yeah, look at this, a decision. You are going to come to a decision. This is not an easy decision. I really believe this is you walking away from something here. You do come to a decision here, Pisces. And in the end, you are going to experience joy, but it won't be easily won. You see that tear on this card, right? You're going to be happy. This joy is going to be yours. You're going to have solitude, happiness, mental clarity. And, you know, that's a far cry from this Neptune energy with the confusion and the disillusionment. You will be moving on from this situation. I do think you're going to make a decision here, and you end up wealthy. And this wealth, when I say wealth, I mean, I'm sure some of you are going to end up actually wealthy, but wealth could mean anything. If this is a relationship, you're going to be abundant in other ways. You're going to be abundant in a new relationship. If this is a job, you're going to be abundant in the new job. You do have here negative thoughts. Negative thoughts are a thing of the past, right? Will be a thing of the past. You're going to find balance and justice. Justice is balance, right? You're going to find balance, justice. I like that. Balance, justice, temperance, healing. Right now, or it's either right now you're going through this, or you maybe have gone through it already, or maybe you will go through it. Maybe you feel it coming. You do go through a period of upset, perhaps some shock, perhaps some disappointment. You might be disappointed in yourself for not seeing things the way you should have. If for those of you in a relationship, you may have felt that this was your twin flame. When I say twin flame, I'm talking about how you felt, not exactly how it is. Twin flames are extremely rare. But you might have felt this person was a soulmate, but you are heading towards a solid foundation here. And you, in divine timing, you will have what you want with either someone else or something else. If this is a job, you're definitely going to have a commitment. And this commitment will either be, like I said, from a job or another person. You're going to have a rebirth here. And by the time the winter comes, you're going to be in a whole different situation, a whole different frame of mind, a place where you can speak your truth and feel the truth and see the truth. Look at the difference between these two cards. Where is it? Look at the difference between these two cards. You have rose-colored glasses, illusions, confusion. And then you have truth, expression. You're going to be healing from this. You have transcendence. For sure, you're going to have transcendence. This may have been an unexpected storm, but your third eye is open. You see, you have clarity now. You have clarity. You see. You did not see before, but you see now. You may feel like I said, you may go through I'm not going to say a dark night of the soul, but you may go through a period of time where you feel dejected, fragmented. But this is why I use a double deck. I try to see if these cards come out twice. Twin flame has come out twice. You were in a false twin flame, false soulmate type situation. This person was not, you're going to be meeting your soulmate in the future, and this person is going to come in with an offer. You have Venus energy here, and here we have balance again. Balance again. And look, the wish card. If this is a job, you may have gone into this job with ideas of, you might have thought it was perfect for you. You might have looked at it an entirely different way than how you're looking at it now, or how you will be looking at it soon. You're going to have, see, this Venus you're coming in with an offer. If this isn't a love offer, this is a job offer. And the next job you find is going to be that perfect situation that you thought the first one was. The first one was false. This one is going to be yours. Perfect. Love it. I love that you have the scales several times in this reading. Beautiful. Let's pull a couple of tea leaves for Pisces. You have needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. Absolutely, Pisces. That's my takeaway with this reading. No matter what it is you're going through right now, you're going to be receiving so much by walking away from this situation. So much. And it says April. Something may have gone down here, or something may be going down here in April. Obviously, something is. April is a key month. I do think that there is something. You're going to be presented with choices here, and whether to close out this cycle or not. I think that at first, anyway, you are hesitating walking away. But I think that you're going to come to a decision here. I think April is a very key month for you. And I do think that what lies in wait, my God, you even have the wish card here. What lies in wait for you is beauty, is perfection. As perfect as life can be. You know, life is filled with all kinds of problems most of the time. But I think the next situation you find yourself in, be it a relationship or a job, is going to be what you thought this one was. It's actually going to be that. I really wish you all the luck, Pisces. Big hugs. Hello Aquarius, welcome to your quickie reading. This is going to cover the 19th through the 25th of April. When I say week, that is the span of time I'm referring to. Remember, these energies can bleed forwards or backwards depending on where you are on the timeline. I think that's about it. Yes, my name is Nigel and you have found Alchemy. Okay, so let's get started here. We're going to be using the tarot this week as an oracle. So I just have this other deck I want to use. We have Shangri-La. This may be something that you're dreaming of here, Aquarius. Something that you just want peace. You may be looking for peace. This is definitely on the table for a reason. Maybe this is your aspiration. You know, looking at your other cards, I don't feel that's where you're at right now, but I do think that it's on the table for a reason. And at the bottom of this deck, we do see a storm brewing. So, yeah, I think that you may daydream about the time you will be at peace. I don't think that time is right now. So let's see. You do have the Hierophant here. It says ethics, but as we know, the Hierophant can also signify a relationship or a commitment that you have made. There is change here. You're going to have courage for this change. You do have heartbreak in reverse, Three of Swords. You are healing from something. Your higher self is being activated here. This healing is absolutely going to put you on a path of, you're going to be in a higher vibration when you finish healing from this. You're going to be much wiser. You're going to be much better. You're going to have emotional callus. Not callous in a bad way, but you're going to form calluses around yourself, so you are going to have the courage to endure what you need to do. It looks like there is somebody out there, or a group of somebody's, that you're going to need to endure something here. You have perseverance with the Nine of Wands, and you will receive messages in your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams here, Aquarius. Your dreams will carry messages, and these messages could come from your ancestors or your spirit guides. You have here possessiveness. It looks like you are absolutely loosening your grip on something here. And this could be a soul contract that you've had with another person. You are loosening your grip with this situation. You know, dipping into this a little bit, you do have rebirth. You are absolutely going through a rebirth here. I've seen it in your readings leading up to this. You do have determination with the Queen of Wands. You have courage, determination, the triggering of a higher self, a higher purpose, a higher timeline, the dissolving of a contract, be it a soul contract or a marriage contract. You do have here the celebration card in reverse. This is not an easy thing. I think you know exactly. I think you know you're supposed to be on this path. I think you understand that you need to do it, but it's definitely not making you feel celebratory while you're going through this. You are letting go. This is like the third time I've seen something about letting go. You are letting go. You may go through a period of time where your optimism is at an all-time low, but this is not going to stop you from moving on. You're going to have the courage again with the courage card. Strength, Leo energy. There is exciting news headed towards you here with the Eight of Wands. Just like Pisces, you should check out the Pisces reading if you have Pisces placements, because the Pisces ended up with the same card. Joy that is not easily won. You see the tear. This is joy, but it's joy that came at a price. You are going, what did I say? Remember when I said emotional callous? I think that callous was probably a bad word. It was just incorrectly used. Self-confidence, you're definitely going to level up as far as your confidence, as far as your emotional intelligence. I think you're going to be working really, really hard. You're going to be rewarded here, Aquarius. And boom, here's your star. There you are. Healing. It's healing energy. It's your hopes and dreams. It's Aquarius. And you have justice here. Justice, balance, Libra energy. Balance is a good thing, especially in this reading. You do have impulsiveness here too. But you do have indecision in reverse. And indecision, I mean, look, yeah, and there's the Two of Cups in reverse. This isn't the end of this is definitely the end of a partnership. This could bleed into the law. It says the law over here. Obviously, if you're going through any kind of legal separation or divorce, it is legal in nature as well as emotional in nature. So you are going to go through, it looks like you're in the final stages of healing from something, but it also looks like you're moving forward, and there's there's several cards that point in the direction of you moving on. I think this is on your mind here, Aquarius. I think that you are tired of the storms that keep brewing. You may be sensing this storm coming, but I have to tell you, this is the prize you have your eye on. We do not read these cards in reverse, by the way. You do have a harvest coming, and I remember one of your readings talking about a harvest. Yes, it could talk about the autumn, but I think this is mainly talking about a harvest, the fruit of your labor. You may have some doubts. It looks like you do go up and down a little, but I think this is the most stable I've ever seen you. So yes, while you may have doubts here and there, and you may feel like there's lack, maybe when you go through this, you're going to experience some a monetary ding, but it doesn't look. I mean, it looks like a ding. It doesn't look like it doesn't look terrible. It does say the dark night of the soul. Okay. You may feel that way. You may feel some lack, but I have to tell you, this is temporary, because when you look at these two cards and you compare them to all these other cards, it's just what humans go through when things end. You have your third eye wide open. You see things clearly. Perhaps it's for the first time in a long time you see things clearly. Sometimes when we see things clearly, it's painful initially. You do have abundance. You do have abundance. I think you can see the abundance clearly too. You do have earth energy here, and when I pull earth energy, obviously it's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. You could be dealing with one of these signs. You could have these signs highly aspected in your chart, but what I think this is saying is to call upon your logic, and I do believe last week's quickie reading, the oracle card said just that. Call upon earth, logic, right? Be grounded during this time. as air signs, we tend to not be too grounded, right? We tend to float away with our thoughts, float away. Sometimes we go over things, and we're anything but grounded. But I do think Spirit is trying to tell you to reach into your chart for that earth energy so you could be grounded, because seeds have been planted for your future. And here we go. Pluto transformation. Pluto has entered the chat, ladies and gentlemen. And for anyone who is an Aquarian, we know what this means. Pluto is in Aquarius, wreaking havoc for many, many people. For many people are doing wonderful with this energy, but I think many people aren't. And I think Pluto is the great calibrator, you know. You're either going to go with Pluto on this trip, or you're going to get dragged. And trust me, you're better off holding Pluto's hand and walking with Pluto than Pluto dragging you. You have the divine feminine. This might be you. This might be someone close to you, but it's someone that is on your side. And if for those of us who are divine feminine, this is you stepping into a power position in your own life here. You might be very closed off and guarded when you come out of this. You might be conscious. Look, you have this again. This is why I use a double deck, by the way. I like to see what cards come out twice, because I feel like that's really a strong message. And you have this twice here, this earth energy. This is a very important thing. You might have earth highly aspected in your chart, but no matter what your chart looks like, Spirit is calling upon you to borrow the energy of earth, ground yourself in this, and use logic moving forward. You're going to be empowered by this. You're going to be empowered by this. You may feel vulnerable. I think you had another card here that was guarded as well. You may feel vulnerable. You may be guarded. Take all the time you need to heal, Aquarius, because here we go. You have your higher, this is the second time this came out. Your higher self is being activated, okay? Do not cling to a comfort zone. Do not cling to a comfort zone. Move out of your comfort zone so you can grow. What happens when we don't transplant our plants, our house plants? They grow only up to a certain point, and then, they might even die from those roots getting bound, right? If they don't have room to spread. So sometimes the growing pains can be difficult and hard and painful. But you are being asked to leave your comfort zone. Leave that pot on the windowsill and move yourself into a bigger pot so you could stretch. You are going through a rebirth. There's no doubt you're going through a rebirth. Your ancestors, I believe this came out, something like this came out, all right? Your ancestors are watching you. There is a separation here on the table. There is no doubt. In fact, the separation has come out twice. We do not read these cards in reverse. Definitely separating from something. Definitely moving into a self-love situation. There might be some detours, all right? But there's your plant. And you know what? Your spirit guides have come out again. You're moving into something more stable. You are going to have to make a decision. And here, please, please, pay attention to your dreams. This has come out twice. You do have here justice. And what I like about justice is that it is the scales again. Yes, you may be in a legal situation with someone. If you're not, you are going to be balanced. Your balance is coming back, is going to be restored into your life. You're going to be getting that spark again. You may be getting a little bit more than a spark here with this attraction card. You have limiting fears, okay? When you come out of this, you have to heal yourself, and you're going to have limiting fears. You're being asked to step out of the comfort zone of Aquarian avoidance. I don't know if avoidance is the right word. Where an Aquarian sometimes will put up a wall and really keep themselves safe, and while you're healing, that's probably a good idea. But make sure it doesn't turn into a limiting fear. Make sure that you do heal during this time. and your foundation will get solid again here, Aquarius. You're going to be and I'm going to stop right here. You're going to be getting an offer in the future. I know you don't want to hear that right now. All right. But this is way in your future. You're going to be met with someone, and I hate using the word twin flame, but a soulmate of sorts. Definitely someone solid. Definitely someone who loves the right way. This is a love offer. This is something solid, something that you can count on. Maybe look for this earth energy in them. It's very possible. We pulled a lot of earth energy. I know you have your eye here on the prize, and you know what? That's good. This is a place of healing and peace, and this should be an aspiration to you. For Aquarius, please. 2. Wishbone. A wish is granted, Aquarius. You know what? I'm going to take all of them. I just won't pull from that deck. You have lobster, a financial pinch. Yeah, I mean, I did see in this cards some issues. You're going to have a few issues coming out of this, but it looked like a small part of this reading. You have excitement, and I saw that in there with the with this attraction card, Mars, right? Firecracker in your future. It does say fears, worries, and a tense situation. You have the dagger. There are absolutely fears here. There is absolutely a tense situation here. There is absolutely a storm brewing, and you're going to go through ups and downs through this, but I am telling you, you're headed in the right direction. You have to go through, if a house is on fire, sometimes you have to go through a burning door to get out, but once you get out, you're free of it. Right? It's either that or you're going to sit there and burn. And this is a house that's on fire that you need to get out of. You need to go through it. You're going to be courageous and do this. You're going to walk right through it. You are. Absolutely. I probably went way over. I usually do that with at least one sign, and you got it this week, Aquarius. Big hugs. Capricorn, my name is Nigel, and you have found Alchemy. I'm going to be doing your quickie reading. This is going to cover April 19th through the 25th. So when I say week, that's what I'm referring to. The energy can bleed backwards or forwards. You may know exactly what I'm talking about when I start speaking on this, or this may happen in your very near future. Okay, so let's get started. You do have... Great if I could pick this up. All right. You do have a situation where you may have had to have picked your heart up off the floor. You may be, listen, when I see the person in this picture, they're on the floor. Their heart has been ripped out, but they are reaching for their heart to put it back. So you are healing from something here, Capricorn. For sure. You do have this dissociation card. I mean, this card can mean many things in many readings, but I do feel that there are times you dissociate. And when I say that, I don't mean you have a mental condition, but there are times that you're not present. And I think that it has something to do with something that's occurred in your life, where your mind many times is somewhere else. That sometimes is a defense mechanism. It is part of healing for some people sometimes. You do have the Four of Pentacles. You may have been, or you may be, trying to hold on to something here. It says possessiveness, but I think it goes deeper than that. I think you were or you are trying to hang on to something here. These do not get read in reverse, by the way. And it's something that this situation may have caused you some guilt. Or at the very least, you may feel like you did something in this situation. There may be part of you that feels that way. Maybe you're going over it and over it and over it, and you're trying to see what your part in this was. I'm getting the feeling here, Capricorn, that your part if any, was very small. I think that you're over-examining this. It is giving me the feeling that someone is to blame for this situation, and it's not you. You do have, like I said, we don't read these particular cards in reverse. You do have optimism here. So I do think you're going to be going up and down in this situation, and I do think you're going to, once again, get that fire back. I know you're an earth sign, but there has been a lack of fire as of late, especially if you're dissociating a little bit, especially if you've been hurt. You may lack that spark that people have when they wake up in the morning and they feel a spark to go on. I do think that you're going to be getting this back slowly. You do have here willpower. You may feel that your willpower is at an all-time low with the Magician in reverse. Now, these cards are oracle / tarot cards, so they're read a little bit differently. So your willpower may be at an all-time low, but you are trying to form this solid foundation for yourself. Again, Capricorn, earth signs in general need solidity. They need to feel grounded, and this is the opposite of grounded. So you are trying to get the earth back under your feet here, Capricorn. And here you have oppression and insomnia in the reverse towards the end of this time. You are trying to rid yourself of the disharmony, the conflict, the triggers. You are going to do a fantastic job at tending to yourself here. I really do wish this was my reading. I do think that you have it. Like, I love earth signs. I think earth signs, man, they have everything that I lack as an air sign, and I find myself drawn to them because of that. They ground me. So I do think you are going to get to work on yourself, and you're going to start grounding yourself here. In the future, you do have riches, and yes, this could be actual riches, or this just could be abundance in general. You feeling abundant again. You getting goal-oriented again. You do have nostalgia, and you're letting go of the past. This is in reverse. You get your status back, which is nice, okay? This Emperor energy, but in this deck, it means status. So status could mean anything. It could mean monetary status for sure, or it could just mean you get your groove back, Stella. You get your groove back. You have your celebration card. I mean, this is great. You're going to be a team player again. Perhaps the team you were playing on was just no good. You have the speed of exciting news here with the Eight of Wands, and boom. You know, this isn't fair. I did Aquarius and mine was just so different. But you're getting manifestations, discovery. My God, a clear head. You're getting your generosity. Maybe somebody's being generous with you, but this is the Queen of Pentacles, an earth sign like yourself. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You do have virtue and devotion in the reverse, and you have generosity in the reverse. So yeah, I do think that this card represents you more than it represents generosity. I think you're being generous to yourself here, Capricorn. And I do think that you are putting it on hold, all the stuff you do for other people. I think that it's needed. I think that you do need to work on yourself. I do think you're really good at working on yourself. And I think that in order for you to concentrate on yourself, you have to sort of shut the avenues off of people taking from you for a while. You do have here juggling obligations, so you may be juggling obligations. You have the Page of Cups, and in this deck it is serendipity. It looks like you have hope and serendipity in your future. I love that for you. You have the Star, which is hope, which is healing. It's Aquarian energy, but it's more than that. It's just you are going to do an amazing job healing yourself from this. And you have here free spirit, right? You are free. No more competition. Success. My God, I could just keep going. This just, you have an amazing reading, but it is born from something not so amazing. It is, you've earned this. You weren't just handed this. This is, you've been through some crap, and I'm telling you, you have actually taken steps and done the work, or you're going to very, very soon, and you're going to earn this success. This success was earned. These cards we never read in reverse, by the way. So we have here limitations, fears. You may start this whole thing out with limiting fears. You absolutely may. And after what you've been through, I don't blame you for that. And here it is, nurture compassion. I think you need to be the compassionate nurturer for yourself. You are going to have some new beginnings here, and you have courage, Jupiter, action. You are going to come into action. You may have been clinging to some sort of comfort zone in this situation, a comfort zone that did not serve you. You're headed into a time of strength and empowerment, self-worth. You're getting your self-worth back. You are, what did I say? This is your time. You need to sort of distance yourself and stop giving to others during this time and give to yourself so you can build yourself back up and perhaps have something to give. You have air here on the table. You may have been dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You may have air highly aspected in your chart, but here we go. We have Earth here, and here you are. You may have been dealing with someone with air in their chart, or someone who is an air sign. So I am, for example, I am an air sign. I am an Aquarius, but I have a Pisces stellium. So if, if water comes out in my lover's reading, it would definitely represent me. So for each of you, it'll be different, but I do think that you may have been dealing with someone with air highly aspected in their chart. A masculine with air highly aspected in their chart. Now, this could, of course, be you. You could be the masculine. Definitely a love situation here. There were detours on this road, and that is something you have broken toxic patterns. You have broken them. You're healing. I've seen many, and here's your divine feminine. This was a love situation. Absolutely. A partnership. Even if you are two men or two women, this was a love situation. There was a divine masculine energy and a divine feminine energy involved in this. You're going to end up with stability, harmony, growth. Oh, and you have growth twice. Remember when I said we don't read these in reverse? I use a double deck for these to see if two cards come out in the same reading, and you have gotten growth twice. And I'm telling you, this is a time of growth, but this is no gift from the universe. This is work that you're doing. You're being rewarded for your work. You're going to have a breakthrough. You're going to find your life's purpose. And this sounds ominous, right? I mean, you're not going to wake up and become Gandhi, right? But your life's purpose. What's going to make you happy? What's going to make you feel at peace? What's going to take you out of this energy? This energy where you aren't grounded. This energy where you're picking your heart up off the floor. You are going to, and see, even this card, look, this is a card of someone walking. It's almost like the Fool card in some ways, where she's walking onto her path, but look at the bloody trail. This was not easy. Walking away was not easy. Working on yourself was not easy. Your life's purpose is you, and you're going to be so freaking successful that it's going to blow your mind. Well, who's ever reading this is. Came out right away. It says, too much concern. Rabbit, too much concern with sexual matters. I don't know about that. I don't know if you could ever have too much concern with that. No, I think that the rabbit is, when I look at the rabbit is a very speedy thing. I think that you need to slow down and work on yourself. When I think of rabbits, I always think of speed. I do think that there is every indication in this reading that you need to work on yourself and heal yourself and concentrate on yourself. And for some reason, I don't think I need to tell you this. I think you already instinctively know that you need to get regrounded back into your earth energy, that great earth energy. Give me one more for Capricorn. You have two. You do have January and you have the star. I did say you might have been involved with an Aquarian for sure. Something may have happened in January to set all this in motion, but you are guaranteed success here. And I'm telling you, there's no way that whoever's reading this is, you are guaranteed success. There is just no doubt. You're going to be headed into a really good time. This was not an easily won thing. And I keep saying that because I think some people just sit around waiting for the universe to bless them. I don't think you're one of them because you have felt very ungrounded. It was not a very comfortable feeling for you. You picked your freaking heart up off the floor, put it back in your chest, and you walked away. And you did what you had to do. I love this for you. And you're going to be speaking things into existence, speaking spells, manifesting. Big fucking hugs. Love you. Bye. Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your quickie reading. My name is Nigel and you have found Alchemy. This is going to cover the week of April 19th through April 25th. So when I say week, that is the span of time I'm referring to. The energy on the table should pass quickly. It does bleed backwards or forward. Some of you will see the situation, know exactly what I'm talking about. Others of you may not have hit this energy yet. So it's going to be different for all of you. All that said, let's get started. You have the rose in winter. And when I have a close-up like this of the rose in winter, there are a couple of variations in this deck. But when it's this close, it means that your hope and love is close. For some reason, I'm finding it difficult to speak right now. So the red rose in winter is always a good omen for love, always a good omen for hope. Perhaps you were existing, or you are existing within a very cold place, but the red rose blooming gives us hope that a thing of beauty can be born from this time or come out of a time like that. It's a very nice card. It's a beautiful card, actually. So, and being that it is a close-up, it means that the situation is very close. If you're not in the situation now, you will be. You do have the Ace of Swords, which is mental clarity. You are thinking very clearly right now. And you are going through some sort of an awakening. Perhaps this relationship, this feeling is an awakening for a part of you that was dead for a while. I like this for you. You do have the Hermit here in reverse, and it's the end of solitude. You may have been sort of locking yourself away for a while. The Hermit is Virgo energy here, and you are breaking some sort of toxicity here. You're breaking the bonds of toxicity. Really nice. I from what I remember, your reading last week was also very nice. You have, to further cement this, you have manifestation with the Ace of Pentacles. You're manifesting something, and this is your purpose. And, like I said in someone else's reading, when you pull the life's purpose card or the cosmic purpose, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to wake up tomorrow and become Mother Teresa, but it's your personal purpose. You may have found a relationship that sort of fits just so, in just such a way. You might have found a job that fits in just such a way. It might have come to you during a time where you were ready to give up. With winter here, you were ready to just give up on either love or finding the perfect job. So that's good. You may have gone through a dark night of the soul right before this happened. But you have the King of Wands here, and the King of Wands is a fire sign. It's definitely a fire sign that takes hold. I mean, and especially in this deck, it's commitment to yourself, in my opinion. Leadership. You may have gone from being extremely introverted and not leaving the house, maybe, or not feeling that spark, to becoming this wand energy. And this came from this was born from a dark night of the soul. You might have gone through a very bad time, a very low time, in order to get yourself here. And this is great. And here you have the relationship card. And you know, this relationship could be something you're keeping to yourself. It could be something that you're keeping quiet, or that you're keeping off social media, perhaps. Interestingly enough, right under this card, you do have this card, and this is the card of someone else looking back, looking in. You may very well have someone on the outside looking in or spying on you with this new, beautiful relationship. So it doesn't look like the best energy in the world either. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't infect or affect this beautiful situation you have going, because you are celebrating. For sure, you're celebrating this. You're becoming more social, right? More determined. And here's the Queen of Wands to go with this King of Wands. These are counterparts. This is absolutely, for many of you, a relationship. You're going to find a lot of growth during this time with this person or with this new job. Your negative thoughts are going to melt away. Beautiful reading. You have finally achieved some mastery here. You're going to work on this. You're going to work on this relationship, or perhaps someone's going to work on it in such a way that creates this fire in you to work on it as well. You are coming out of you're coming out of some oppression here. You may have felt oppressed. You may have felt oppressed by your own thoughts. You may have felt oppressed by a situation. You may have felt oppression that you're slowly shedding. Sometimes when we come out of a really bad situation, we have those feelings that linger. It makes us anxious, and we look at the situation and say, this is a good situation. Why do I still feel anxious? You almost have to detox from this. You have the Nine of Pentacles, which is wealth. I mean, so you are going to move into a better job, a better situation, if this is a job situation, and if this is a love situation. That wealth is, especially with this card, this is independent wealth. This is you working on yourself so you can be this person's counterpart, a healthy counterpart. Your self-confidence is going to blossom here. Wow, your abundance is going to blossom here. And when I say abundance, like I said, it could be monetary, or it could be just self-abundance. You have you coming out of this Four of Swords energy, this sort of isolation. Perhaps you're coming out of a very contemplative state. You've made some decisions. You have Gemini energy here, but more than that, you've made some decisions. And it looks like these decisions were born of heartbreak. You may have gone through a period of pain before you came into all this great energy. But you did persevere, Sagittarius. You did. And now you're ready to collaborate with another source again, be it romantic or otherwise. You're letting go of the old. You're letting go of, perhaps, maybe you're worried about what people will think. Maybe you're worried about gossip. I think with this coming in reverse, I think you're letting go of that. You are discovering things about yourself. And I'm going to stop right here, because you are completing a cycle. You're completing a cycle with the world card here. Great energy for you. Great energy for you. You have attraction here. Mars energy. So whatever, you are very attracted to the situation or person, for sure. This person may have fire energy highly aspected in their chart, but either way, this is an attraction on every level. You have gratitude. You may feel grateful for this. You may feel grateful for this chance. We don't read these in reverse. This is Pluto. Pluto has entered the chat, guys. Pluto is now in Aquarius. If you have Aquarius highly aspected in your chart, Sun, Moon, Venus, stellium, even your nodes, Mars, Pluto is having an effect on everyone's life. for better or for worse right now. Your higher self is being activated. I saw that in many of these cards. You have a sort of facade falling off, okay? There may be a facade that you had to have worn for some time that you couldn't get used to wearing that mask. It is falling away. Something unexpected happened with the storm, and the storm does not have to be negative. It could very well have been born from a negative thing that happened in your life, all this great energy, but the storm also could be something completely unexpected. When lightning strikes, you definitely went through a period of loss before all this good stuff happened. You definitely went through a period of disharmony before all this happened. You may have felt detached and cold for quite some time. You may be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You may be dealing with an earth sign. If not, you are feeling very grounded. You have spirit guides that are assisting you, either someone who has passed away to the other side, or perhaps something or someone that you pray to is assisting you in this at this time. Your projections needed to be healed. The way you looked at yourself perhaps was broken. You may have felt repressed. You may have felt coming from a repressed. You may have had lack, doubts. But here we go. You are becoming stable. You're becoming more... you have these two. When I use the double deck of cards to see if a card will come out twice, you have some serious help in the spirit world with this situation. This was a gift. This situation was a gift. There are seeds that you planted a long time ago, and they are starting to sprout. But I'm telling you, there is energy from the spirit world helping you in this situation. Celebrate these gifts. This is a gift. Remember what I just used, the word gift. You are transcending something, okay? You may have been deceived recently by someone in your life. This may be something big, it may be something small, but there is a deception around you that I think you're already aware of. You are shedding all this negativity, and you are, boom, completing a cycle. You have two completion cards here. Sagittarius, you're moving on to other things. Beautiful energy. Okay, give me one for Sagittarius, please. Give me two for Sagittarius, Spirit. Two for Sagittarius. You have the frying pan. Okay, there might have been a time, and I'm telling you, whoever's reading this you went through a very bad time before all this good stuff happened. You may have felt that you made a mistake, like you were going from the frying pan to the fire. You may have felt under siege with this whole situation, especially with this deception. There was some sort of deception around you. But man, are you breaking out of this? This rose is right. It's right here. You're completing a cycle. Give me one. Please give me one more. You have apple. Temptation will test you. You may be tempted, for sure. You may be tempted, Sagittarius, to fall back on patterns that did not serve you, or patterns that you had to adapt to survive in your other timeline. You may have been put in another timeline where you were being deceived, where you were being lied to, where you were being you went through a lot, and so you adapted certain ways of handling things. Perhaps you just learned not to trust. You learned to withhold. You learned to, there's certain defense mechanisms that we adapt when we're in a situation like that. And this situation is not that situation. So I think you're going to be tested on some level to see if you acknowledge that. Do you acknowledge that this situation is nothing like the ones in the past, or the one that ruined you here in the past? You have a completion. Completion is twice on both oracle cards. You are ready to complete a cycle and move on to another one. A one that is very beautiful. One that pulls you away from this energy. When you are tested, try to be vulnerable. That is something that you are not going to be comfortable being vulnerable, being open to this, looking at this like it is a brand new situation, and not sort of questioning it, the way you might have had to in the past. I do see this earth energy here, and like I said, this earth energy is either someone in your life that is new and grounded, or this is you becoming more grounded. Even though you're a fire sign, maybe earth is lending you that ground energy. Let me know in the comments. This is a beautiful, beautiful reading. You have a choice to make here, and you're going to be tested, and I think you should try to surrender. Try to surrender to this. I think it's a beautiful energy. Big hug, Sagittarius. Scorpio, welcome to your quickie reading. My name is Nigel, and you have found Alchemy. This is going to be a reading covering April 19th through April 25th. So when I say week, that's the span of time I'm referring to. Be aware that these energies can bleed forwards or backwards depending on where you are on the timeline. You can check out your other placements if this reading does not resonate. Okay, so let's get started. Whoever's reading this is, for you to pull this particular oracle card, you are working on something, working very hard, working furiously on it. This could be a job, this could be yourself, this could be a relationship, but this is somebody that is sort of on fire with working on something and making it better. Here you have prosperity, the Nine of Cups. It's generally the wish card. It's the manifestation card. You're manifest. If you're working on something professionally, you're going to have a very good outcome. You've come up in your own reading here, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Water is definitely here on the table. So if you're working on a job, a new job, creating a job or a relationship or yourself, whatever it is you're working on here, you're going to have really good results as a result of your hard work. You have here this might be for some of you where you working on yourself because you have trauma in reverse, and this trauma is definitely something that is working on. You're working on your projections, yourself. Wow, whoever's reading this has been doing a lot of work on themselves, I have to tell you. And as a result, you're going to be gifted with something. As a result of all your hard work. You have discovery here. Maybe you've discovered something here, Scorpio, in the process of, maybe it's self-discovery. Maybe it's some sort of trauma from when you were a child. I don't know what it is. It's going to be different for all of you, but I have to tell you, you're coming into a time of stability, harmony, flow. This is great energy, and I have to tell you, because you pulled this card, this is a result of your hard work. This is not a result of luck, sir. This is not a result of just, of somebody you meet, or this is hard work on your part is paying off here. You have here teamwork. So you're part of a team, and this is either part of a team at work or it is a partnership that's on the table that is also benefiting from this. And Mercury retrograde has entered the chat, my friends. Mercury, messages, travel, communication. And, in this position with this, Mercury retrograde is actually working in your favor this time. Whatever is happening in your energy here is so positive, and it does have something to do with this Mercury retrograde that is happening for most of the month of April. So whatever it is you're doing, Scorpio, keep doing it. You have gossip that is at an all-time low here. These cards are tarot, but they're also oracle, and I'm using them primarily as oracle this week. So if this might be something you were guilty of in the past that you've decided not to do, or this could be other people that are, that may have been gossiping about you in the past, that it's no longer happening. It looks like everything's sort of falling into place, even deception. If you were a victim of deception here, it's coming to an end. This is a really good reading for someone. You have the Two of Swords, which is a difficult decision, and this difficult decision is also in reverse. Maybe you have made a decision and a commitment to yourself to work on. There are some people that really get it. They understand that they can't change what's around them, so they would decide to work on themselves. And it looks like the Scorpio who's attached to this reading has really done a lot of work on themselves and is therefore reaping the benefits, or you're about to, Scorpio, because here is the healing energy of the star. And this card, it's hope. So sorry, I got a phone call and I am still using my phone. I have not set up my camera yet, and that is going to come to an end very soon because I can't stand this. So sorry about that. So anyway, yes, I was saying there is hope on this card. So I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. You even have virtue and devotion here with the Queen of Cups. If you're in a love relationship, expect it to deepen. You have strength and courage here. With the Strength card. Beautiful. You're moving on from the past here. Wow, this is really nice energy, Scorpio. This Mercury retrograde is really going to do some favors for you, and that is not something I say very often. You have a rebirth experience going on in your life. You have a rebalancing going on in your life. You have, look at this, devastation in reverse. You're healing. You're healing from past wounds. Trauma was on the table in reverse as well. There are things that happened in your past, maybe your childhood, maybe in your adulthood, but there are some strong things that happened in your past that affected you in so many ways, and the person who's attached to this reading recognizes that and is working on themselves and their life. You are now or will shortly be very goal-oriented. Your status will, as a result, improve. Wow, you couldn't ask. Look at this. You even have your relationships, your partnerships improving. You're going to persevere here with the Nine of Wands. And your apathy will be at an all-time low. If you had and here you go. You know, you have the Devil here. And in this deck, the Devil is lust. And there's nothing wrong with that, right, Scorpio? This is followed by optimism. My God, I could keep pulling, but this is just an amazing reading for someone. You might understand, or you might be coming into the understanding that what you speak matters. What you speak to yourself, what you say to others, what you say in your brain, the law of attraction. Perhaps that's what you're practicing. And I'd love to know what you're practicing, because whatever it is, it's working beautifully. You have planted seeds that are germinating, and you're going to see this is, you may have had lack and doubts in the past here, but you are transcending. You're transcending, and you're going to have the stability. And there was another card here of stability. You're going to have stability, harmony, flow, abundance, gifts. Gratitude is very important. I have a feeling that whoever's reading this you don't need me to tell you that. I think you already know. Hopefully I am recording, because if I'm not, I will shoot myself. Anyway, here. You have gratitude is on the table. This is a great reading. I really hope it's actually recording. You have opportunities in your future. Oh my God, you have it twice. So we do not read these cards in reverse. But I do use a double deck. And just for this reason alone, when a card comes out twice, it is a very strong message. So you are going to experience freedom, opportunities in your future that are a lot of abundance. Perhaps you're nurturing and having compassion for yourself, for your traumatized self from the past. You have fire energy here on the table, and I see that in this card as well. If you look at these two cards, you can see a lot of fire energy. Remember when I said you're on fire? Absolutely fire energy here. Fire. You have soul ties and chemistry. So you may be, especially with that Two of Cups here, you may be enjoying a union in your life. You are healing yourself here, and you are coming into balance. My God, no matter how far I pull into the deck here, Scorpio, you have good thing on top of good thing. And I'm happy to see that, because you have to trust me when I say not all readings are like this. Okay, so let's see for Scorpio, please. We have October. Your birthday may be in October, Scorpio, or perhaps something of significance happened in October to set you on this path. Think back. If your birthday is not in October, give me in May. It looks like, Scorpio, it looks like for those of you who were not born in October, it looks like there is something that may have happened in October to kick this off, okay? And there is something good that you're going to be rewarded big time in May. I reached into the future with these two decks. So whatever seeds you have planted are germinating. And I'm telling you, you're going to start seeing these results as quickly as May. This is a great reading for whoever I connected with. Please let me know in the comments. My God. Big hug, Scorpio. Namaste. Libra, my name is Nigel, and you have found Alchemy. This is your quickie reading. It's going to cover the 19th through the 25th of April, 2024. The energy, of course, might bleed a little forward or backwards, depending on your situation. If this does not resonate with you for some reason, just check your other placements. Okay, so let's get started. Whoever's reading this is, you might be dissociating from a situation a little bit here. With this card. When I say that, I mean your mind might be elsewhere from where your body is, if that makes sense. There at the bottom of this deck here, you do have this mask blowing up. You may be wearing a mask in front of people. You may be tired of wearing that mask, to be honest with you. When I see the mask blowing up in pieces like this, and I see this dissociative card, it just looks to me, I'm going to put them together. It just looks to me like you may not be present at times. You may be somewhere else. You do have the commitment and leadership via the King of Wands. So you might be in a leadership role of some kind, or you may have that sort of impact on someone's life. These cards are Oracle / Tarot, and we are using them a little differently than we would normally use them. But you do have the Sun, strength and empowerment, and it's fire on top of fire, and there's more fire over here. I'm wondering if you have fire placements in your chart, or if you're just stepping into that energy, because even over here I see more fire. You do have possessiveness, but this is in reverse. You might be releasing something here. And here you go. You have the Ace of Fire, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Please let me know in the comments if you have fire elements in your chart, because if you do not, this could represent someone around you, or like I said, it could represent you stepping into these energies temporarily this week. And if so, kudos to you, because it's really working in your favor. This to me is very airy. Dissociating, your mind being somewhere else than your body. It's very air energy like. You may exchange that for a fire element this week. You do have here, and these cards are sideways, and when they come in sideways, it's a choice you have to make. You could go either way with this. This is the Lovers. This is Gemini energy, but more than that, it's decisions. And you do have the Page of Swords, which it could be looked at as gossip, but more than that, it's messages. So you might have listen, remember I said when my cards come in sideways, you have a decision to make, and this card actually says decision on it. You might be making a decision about taking action here with Jupiter energy. Courage. Do you go towards the new beginning? Do you take off in that direction? Is there a new road opening before you here, Libra? Do you want to break free from a certain situation? You You do have the Two of Wands here, and that's discovery, and at least in this deck, it is discovery. You might be discovering something in the future. You know, everyone has been pulling the star this week, and the star is hope. Aquarian energy, more air energy, but definitely hope. You might discover something. You have intuition here on the table, the High Priestess, Piscean energy. So your intuition's going to kick in. Your intuition will take over. It looks like there is something you're undecided about, something that's taking up a lot of your mental energy, something you may feel stuck in. You have all this fire energy at your disposal. You may be thinking of the ethical thing to do here. The Hierophant is anything but fire energy. It is earth, it's Taurian energy, but it is something that's been in your life for a very long time, perhaps something that you've committed to. There is something else that you're mastering here with the Eight of Pentacles, something that you're working on. You are getting rid of the oppression. You may feel oppressed by this Hierophant energy. It may be very oppressive. It looks like you're shedding that. You're shedding that in the future. You're shedding that. You do have the speed of exciting news with more. You have a lot of fire energy here on the table. You have the Eight of Wands here, the speed, and you do have the World, which is the completion, completing a cycle, completing a timeline, and moving on to the next. You have generosity with the Queen of Pentacles, but more than that, that is grounding energy. This might represent someone in your life. This could be a Taurus energy. This could be a Capricorn energy. It could be a Virgo energy. You are entertaining letting go of something here, letting go of the past, something that's been in your life for a while. You are determined here. You have the Tower. The Tower in this deck represents revelation. Something is going to happen, is going to be a revelation for you. The Tower is like more very fire energy, very Aries energy. A lot of people think it's Scorpio energy. You do have perseverance to see all this through. Decisions need to be made here. You may be fairly guarded when it comes to this. Maybe that's why your body is in one place and your mind is in another. You do have some conflict here. And maybe that's what you're trying to avoid. You're going to have a extensive new growth by summer here with this situation, because you are planting seeds now here in the spring. Your spirit guides are definitely on your side in this, and you may have experienced or will experience a dark night of the soul. And this dark night of the soul is simply fertilizer for everything that's going to come after. You may feel a loss here. You may have felt a loss from something. Maybe that is why you're so detached. This is very detached. Your self-worth will take a step up here. You will. This fire energy is going to kick in, and you're going to feel this flux of self-worth. And once again, you have assistance from the other side. You have to not cling. You might be clinging to something that's familiar to you in lieu of something that's more exciting. You have a contract here. Now, this is either a marriage contract, a soul contract you have with someone, or it could be a job that you are committed to. But Pluto has entered the chat, and when Pluto enters the chat, it drags. Pluto is Tower energy in that way, where it just demolishes everything and it forces you to take action, and as a result, it's quite unexpected here. You do have a soul tie with someone. You may feel very guilty. You may feel guilty about leaving something or someone behind, be it a job or anything else, but you are going through some sort of a rebirth. And here again, along with the World, you have completion, cycle over. It looks like you're going through a lot here, but it does look like you're going to make headway and you're going to break free of something. I think you need to break free of something. This is typical air sign energy, but you can't stay in this dissociative energy because it's very bad for you mentally. You do have the moon here. Changes in your life, for sure. There are definite changes here on the table, and maybe that is why you're taking pause. Give me one more. You have gavel. You will come to when I see the gavel, it does say involvement with the law. So if you are breaking off a marriage, then this obviously could mean that. But anytime I see this particular tea leaf, I look at it like it's a judgment. Boom, the gavel comes down. You make a decision. You finally make a decision, and that is it. Boom. I am definitely being called to do something for you here. Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me go get a deck. Okay, let's just pull something from here. I think that I haven't done this for anybody else, but I do think, let me just make sure this deck is what I want it to be and not part of another deck. There you go. I'm going to be moving everything into the house because I am quickly outgrowing this space. For Libra, please. For Libra, please. For Libra, please. You have the cave. And you have storms. What did I say? There is a storm coming. And the storm, on this card, it says cleansing. You're going to cleanse yourself of something in this storm. And the cave offers you protection. It does say protection right on the card. You will be protected, especially with all this energy from spirit. You will persevere. You will complete this cycle. It doesn't look like an easy thing, but you will break these binds, Libra. You will break these binds and you will move ahead. Big hugs. Namaste. Virgo, my name is Nigel and you have found Alchemy. This is your quickie reading, and this is going to cover the span of time between April 19th through April 25th. So when I say week, that's what I'm referring to. Keep in mind this energy can bleed backwards or forwards depending on where you are on the timeline. If this does not resonate with you at all, please check your other placements. Okay, all that said, let's get started. You did pull, we did pull the unicorn card. This card can mean many different things. It can mean that you've actually found a unicorn. And when I say that, obviously I'm not talking about the mystical being. When we find unicorns, it's something rare. It's something we didn't think existed, perhaps. When we say someone's a unicorn, they're very rare in character. It can also mean that we think we have found something rare and mystical and beautiful, and it could be an illusion. So let's, dip into this reading a little bit and see where we're at. So it looks like this is an attraction of some kind. You have the devil here, which is lust in this deck, and it is coming in sideways. And when it comes in sideways, that means that there is a choice. You're trying to make a choice. And when it's clarified by the attraction card, by Mars, by this heat, I would say lust has definitely entered the chat here, and you might not be thinking correctly here, because you do have strength and courage in reverse, and on top of that, it's clarified by confusion, Neptune energy. So you're putting rose-colored glasses on here, Virgo, in regards to someone or something in your life. You're thinking that it's one thing when perhaps it's something else. And it's pretty interesting. So you have here clear thinking in reverse. Now these are tarot cards, but they're also oracle cards, and this week I'm using them mainly as oracle cards. But you do have clear thinking in reverse. You have triggers, and it does say disharmony and conflict, but I do think it's this person. This could be a person, this could be a job. This situation here is triggering something within you. And you're not thinking very clearly. And that is something that has been said over and over again in this reading. There's something in your life or coming into your life that you're going to regard as one thing when it's actually another. And there is a cycle closing out here, and there is something being triggered. And I'm wondering if, well, I'm not going to speak on that yet. Let's see, because you also have a sideways card here. By the way, this sideways card is a choice, so you could make this choice towards this attraction, towards this lustful attraction, or you could not make it. And I do think there's certain things like a completion hinging on this. You do have here projections, right? And this is sideways, and this is also control tactics. There might be someone trying to elicit control over you, and you might be projecting certain things onto this person that they don't deserve as far as good qualities. Same thing with a job. You might be maybe you have a job offer, and it's not quite what it seems. You might feel like you have found the diamond in the rough here, but Spirit is trying to tell you to really rethink this. You might be projecting certain things onto to this person or thing that honestly don't apply. So you have here at the bottom of this deck here, this card, this oracle card, is forcing someone to look in the mirror, forcing someone to see the truth. It's almost like this person has to be handcuffed and tied and bound and forced to look at the truth. You may be living in a dream world when it comes to something here. You do have meditation, and the meditation card usually comes out upright like this when Spirit is asking you to please think about everything. You're a very logical sign. You're a very grounded sign normally, but everyone has moments like this. No matter how grounded and logical anyone is, at some point in their life, something like this tests them or has them in its grips. So you have deception here on the tables. There is definitely something you're not seeing, or something you're willfully blind to, or perhaps something that you're projecting something on that doesn't deserve it. I keep repeating that. You may have some indecision regarding this. I think your gut feeling is telling you something, but you may not want to see it. You do have self-confidence here in the reverse. So I think that you're being intuitively nudged, but you're not confident about what you're feeling. You don't know what to think. You don't know what to make of this. You are trying to manifest something here, but it just doesn't feel right. There's something that just doesn't feel right about it. Your optimism in the future may be a little bit hit after you see the truth about this. You are going to choose efficiency. You are going to choose logic. You are going to seek the truth in the end here. And you are going to end a certain way of thinking, a certain situation, or a certain thought process as it applies to this person, place, or thing. You have competition in reverse. Maybe it's a competition to get this job. It's a competition. You may feel that other people want this person or this job, but I do think you're going to be surrendering to that, and you are going to exert your willpower the magician in this deck is labeled with willpower, and I do think Virgos have a lot of willpower when they want to. You may think about not moving on from this. You may feel like it's love, and if this is a person, there are certain aspects of this person that makes you feel, but you are ultimately going to pull your devotion away from this. Whether this is a job, you're going to have a rebirth. You're going to have a rebirth here. So, and this is devastation in reverse. So you are going to save yourself. So I don't see the Tower here. This is the Ten of Swords, but it's in reverse. You're going to save yourself that situation by having this rebirth here. Your judgment is going to kick in. You may have a sort of, there may be your shadow side that's getting kicked into this. I know that when there was a certain human being in my life where I did this. I looked at them through rose-colored glasses, and I was willfully, I'm not saying you're deluding yourself, but I was willfully deluding myself. I did have a sort of, that was my shadow side kicking in. This may have something to do with your shadow side, but here you go again. You have the card of completion. It is time to close out a cycle. You may feel that this is some sort of a soul tie. I think that you are open to receive this, but you have some healing to do here, and it may be as a result of this, but you have decisions to make. And here you are, coming into your grounded, beautiful energy as a Virgo, and you forming that solid foundation that you are famous for, and perhaps being a little bit really looking at things in a different way, not taking off those rose-colored glasses and really looking at yourself, looking at the person or the job or the situation. And here we go. Look, see? This came out twice. I use a double deck for this particular reason, to see which cards come out twice. And you have got the card of illusion twice. You are being asked to isolate a little bit and think about this. You're going to find strength and empowerment. You're going to have an epiphany about this once you retreat from the situation, and you're going to see someone for who they really are. And here is the twin flame in reverse. Now, I don't read reversed cards in this deck ever, but for some reason I'm really feeling pulled to do that. I do think this is not what you think it is. You are going to break this toxic hold it has on you, and you have the wish card. In the end, Virgo, I have no doubt that you'll be okay, but this looks like, I keep thinking test. I don't know why. You know, I don't know why the universe tests us like this, or it seems that way. If it's not a test, it's definitely something that you're tempted by. You're definitely tempted by something. You're at least initially, you're not seeing this for what it actually is. You're seeing it for what you want it to be, or for what they'd like you to see it as. Give me 2 for Virgo, please. Give me 2 for Virgo. You have Inkpot, and it says problems to be resolved. I would say so, but I do see you snapping out of this. That's one thing I love about earth signs. They you know, any of us can fall victim to this way of thinking temporarily, but earth signs will snap out of it and snap into logic a lot quicker than, let's say, an air sign or a water sign will. You have Mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. You might be feeling, that might be you. You might stubbornly be holding on to a vision, but I do think, Virgo, that this is temporary energy. I do think. And I'm going to do this. I did do this for Libra, and that's it. But I'm going to do it for you as well. I'm going to pull one of these cards. Give me some parting words for Virgo in this situation. You have Earth energy, home. Okay, home. Come home, Virgo. It's time to come home. It is. It's absolutely time to come home. You come home to what makes you you. Your logic, your groundedness. Come home. Big hugs, Virgo. Good luck. Hello Leah, my name is Nigel. Welcome to Alchemy. This is going to be your quickie reading. It's going to cover the span of time between April 19th and April 25th, 2024. It can bleed backwards or forwards. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, please check your other placements. Okay, I think that's about it. Let's get started. You do have the alcohol, gambling, shopping, smoking card. This is like somebody who may be addicted to something. Now, this doesn't have to be any of the things listed. This could be a mindset that you have that works against you. You could be addicted to thinking a certain way. You do feel sort of overwhelmed. This is the card of being overwhelmed, of not wanting to see something. Do you see how somebody has their hand over this person's eyes, and they almost look like they're drowning. It's very like Eight of Swords type energy, where at any moment this person can see the truth, but they're choosing not to. And you do have, like I said, this card of it's sort of like toxic behavior, and toxic behavior comes in all forms. It doesn't have to mean that you're this awful person who starts trouble or drinks or has this awful fault. It could be something simple, like for me presently, my toxic behavior is being frozen. I feel frozen. You know, when you get upset about something in your life and something hits you very deeply, sometimes you become frozen in place and you don't make any progress. Or a watch kettle, right? You have a goal in mind and you're watching it, trying to will it, like when you stare at a plant and will it to grow. It never works that way, right? Generally what you do with plants is you water them, you put them in the sun, you hope for the best, and hopefully you come back in a week and it's grown. And most of the time it has. With minimal effort from you, right? And I'm not saying not to put effort into things in your life, but the bottom line is there might be something that you're focusing on to the point, I mean, it doesn't have to be this, but it might be something like that. And I'm just throwing my thing out as an example. I intend to make some changes myself. So, and I am a Leo rising, by the way. So I do have efficiency here, and the efficiency is clarified with toxic patterns. So your efficiency is sort of clouded by some sort of toxic pattern in your life. And yes, obviously for some of you this could be something like an addiction to a substance, but for many of you I think it is a pattern that you have, that you either are unaware of, that is working against you. I know that in many of your readings you have manifestations that are just dying to burst out, and there's something there is something that's been standing in the way, or a series of somethings here. You have intuition. Your intuition is clouded. This is the card of intuition. This is the High Priestess in reverse. You have your purpose, your cosmic purpose. This is the Life's Purpose card. You may feel like you're lost, like you don't know what your life's purpose is. You may feel like you knew what your life's purpose was, and maybe you're not so sure anymore. But with the High Priestess in reverse, that could mean that you do have juggling obligations. That's been in many of your readings. Sometimes we juggle things to the point where we get nothing done. Right? You're like a hamster on a wheel, getting up, doing this, doing that, going to sleep. Not doing anything differently. You have spirit guides that are here to assist you, and when I say that, it could mean anything that, whatever it is your belief system holds. If you pray to a god, ask that god for assistance. If you pray to the angels, if you have a deity, if you're just a manifester and you're an atheist but you believe in the law of attraction, to then appeal to the universe. But whatever it is you need to appeal to, I do think there's assistance here if you ask for it. You have the world. See, you have completion on the table, but it's not completing. There's something stopping this, and it has something to do with you. Okay, it's a vulnerability that you have. There is something about you, and I can see a Leo being caught in this energy. You know, Leos are very, they're very self-confident. They're very into, I can do this, I can fix this. They go after things in a way that's very, very excited, in an excited fashion. And when things don't work out exactly the way they want, they could be thrown into this vulnerable state. And it sort of, you have to look at things that happen in your life instead of looking at them and looking at this path as the absolutely only path that you could go down on to reach your goal. You have to look at your path. Instead of looking at it like this, look at it like this. All of a sudden there's other things you can do. There's other ways to accomplish this. And one thing that I've noticed in myself, and I'm telling you, as of today, I'm changing that. When you get stuck in this way of thinking, you don't you don't have forward motion. Forward motion is the most important thing you can have for any goal. Forward motion. It doesn't matter where, like, if you're having forward motion in the gym, if you're having forward motion by organizing your house, if you're having forward motion by getting up and going to a job that you don't like. I mean, listen, I was just talking to my daughter about this, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I wish, I have to find this thing, because he said, when I was trying to attain all my goals, and man, that man is a Leo, and he is goal oriented, right? He accomplished every goal he set out for himself, every goal, right? But he said while he was doing that, he was doing other things. He was getting up and going to work to a job he hated. And then when he got back from that job, he was doing all the things he loved to attain his goals. He was on fire. I mean, I wish I could tap into just part of that energy, because I think he's onto something. So this might or might not be where you're at, but there is something in your energy that is a pattern, and this came out twice, that is stopping you. And you have this card here at the bottom of the deck, and this card, if you look at it, it's storm clouds, right? This is a man who is slowly, the water is getting higher and higher and higher, and at some point he's going to drown. So this could be an emotional thing for you. You could be feeling very emotional. You could be feeling overwhelmed. I mean, there's a lot of things you could be feeling to feel like you're drowning like that. And remember I said this looked like she was drowning. There is a certain element here of someone who feels overwhelmed. And I keep thinking of the word frozen for some reason. You have here possessiveness. This is like this is the Four of Pentacles. It is in reverse. Spirit is telling you you need to release something. You need to release something. You are feeling oppressed. You're feeling oppressed. You have indecision going on in your life where you don't know which way to turn. You may be too generous with your time, with your energy. A new road is definitely beckoning you, okay? Instead of looking at it like this, look at it like this, okay? Because you're missing something. You're missing something important here. You are not thinking clearly, okay? This is mental clarity in reverse. You're not thinking clearly. Decision in reverse. Indecision again, right? You have to find balance. And I think this came out in so many of your readings where justice is balance, Libran energy, but balance, right? You may not know, or maybe you do, people are talking about you behind your back. And I'm not saying that this is necessarily terrible, right? There are times I talk about somebody in my family behind the other person's back because I'm concerned, right? I'm concerned about so-and-so, let's talk. So it's not really gossip, but it is, there are people in your life that are concerned about you, I guess. You feel like you're not mastering what you need to master. This is in reverse. What you don't see is the Ten of Pentacles, and you have this waiting for you, and you have had this waiting for you in one form or another in pretty much every reading I have done. So there is literally no reason why you can't have this. It keeps coming up over and over again. Sometimes you pull the Emperor, sometimes you pull the Ten of Pentacles, sometimes you pull the Ten of Cups, but you always pull this completion, right? This, I've made it. I feel like I have accomplished a really big goal, and I feel thrilled. This is a potential for you. You have the Devil in reverse, and the Devil in this deck is signified by lust, and the lust could be sexual, right? But it also could be a lust for a certain mindset that you need to get rid of. You have insomnia here, and so in the future you are going to, I mean, listen, either you are going to snap into a situation where you have less insomnia, or perhaps you're sleeping too much. Listen, you have the Willpower card, the Magician. In this deck, the Willpower card is the Magician, and I'm telling you, there's nobody that has more willpower and stamina and forward motion than a Leo when they're on fire about something. But a Leo in this situation, this has to be an awful, awful way to feel, okay? So you have willpower in your future. You have competition in your future, and this might be healthy competition, but it's in the upright, you know? You have wise truth seeker, the Queen of Swords. Yes, Aquarian energy could be you or someone in your life, depending on what your chart looks like. But what this card represents in this reading with this particular deck is seeking the truth, getting to the bottom of why this is happening, collaborating maybe with other people to figure this out, putting the past in the past and moving forward. And turning this manifestation card that has always, in every one of your readings, turning this around, okay? Turning this around. It's time to. You need, see, even the optimism card is in the reverse. You need to turn some of these cards around, Leo. I'm telling you, nothing will stop you if you just get past this. It's sort of like a riddle that you need to solve. What is it? Not what is it about my life? Because I don't see, you know, I think in some of your readings I did see people opposing you in certain ways, but it wasn't like unbelievable roadblocks, right? But the bottom, like even Arnold, and I hate bringing him up all the time, but he is my favorite Leo, okay? Arnold Schwarzenegger's father did not believe that he should be bodybuilding. Like, he was like against it. He believed he should be on a farm somewhere, you know, in Austria, you know, milking cows or something. And so Arnold Schwarzenegger did what he needed to do on that farm during the day, but he was in the barn literally lifting whatever was heavy to build his body in his spare time. He didn't give up on himself, but at the same time he had responsibilities that he lived up to. But it pretty interesting, right? Very, very stubborn energy, but man, they're very successful when they go from this to this. Now, what if Arnold Schwarzenegger said, "Hey, he's not letting me work out, so therefore I can't. That's all I see. I can't do it." We wouldn't even know who he is right now, right? So yeah, I tend to go off on these examples, and I apologize. You do have a third-party situation here, and the third party is, in my opinion, this thing. It's the elephant in the room. It's the thing you're not seeing. There's there could be three people involved in this somehow. When I say that, I mean it could be, you know, let me turn this off. It could be, you know, two people in your family, or perhaps your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend and somebody else. There's three people involved in this, or the third party could be this situation, and that's what's blocking this manifestation. You do have this again, and I use a double deck for a reason. You have spirit guides, your spirit guides here. You have assistance. If it's God you pray to, if it's Jesus you pray to, then I would open up communication with Jesus. If it is the universe at large, and you're not particularly religious, but you believe in the law of attraction, then practice that. And one of the basis of the law of attraction is to ask for it and know it's coming, and just stop looking for it, because it's coming. You already know it's coming. So let me just go about my day now and clean out my stock drawer, because I know it's on its way. Know what I'm saying? You have chemistry and passion. This could be for an idea that you have, a job that you have, or a person that you have. But it's something that you click with. You have self-love here on the table, and creation. You might be creating something that you love. I think I've seen that in many, many of your readings. You may be going through a time of suffering at the moment. You may have to release something here, purge something here. There is something you need to get rid of that is standing in your way. You may be avoiding looking at that. You have, here you are. The Ace of Fire, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. And look, it came up twice. Can't make this up. The universe / God / whoever it is that you believe in, even if it's people that have passed away, meaning your ancestors, they're asking you to step into your own energy here as a fire sign. Step out of this water element. The water element does nothing for me too. It's just awful. No offense to the water signs out there, but I can't exist that way. Your stability again. empowerment and that stability. You have air energy here on the table, and this may be an air sign that's in your life, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, somebody that you are committed to. And you may feel that the people in your life are trying to control you. Then again, this might be you finally exerting control over that part of yourself that stands in your way. You are triggered. And the trigger card came out twice. We don't read these in reverse. So yeah, the trigger card, conflict card, you may be experiencing disharmony, a lot of disharmony at the moment. And here we go again with the completion card. It's time for you to complete this and move on to the next level. Take off the rose-colored glasses here. There's some illusion that you need to shed. You might be clinging to a comfort zone. You're asking to step into fire energy, Mars energy, okay? And it says growth here by the summer. If you do, I'll show it to you. And look, and even under that, you have the completion card again. You need to look at your shadow side here. There's something you're not seeing here, Leo. You have growth here by the summer. Definitely, there is something standing in your way, and I think if you examine yourself, you will find out what that is. Let's see. 2. You have 2 here. You have dog far away. A distant friend is thinking about you, and you have jug, lighthearted, carefree time. This might be part of your problem. I don't know. There is someone thinking about you. I don't know if they're far away or not. When I think of a dog, I think of loyalty. There is someone in your life here that is loyal to you and thinks about you, whether they're right next to you or not. It says lighthearted, carefree time, but I think that's the opposite of what you should be looking for right now. I think you need to make a plan and stick with it. I think we need to channel Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, I'm going to do that as soon as I stop this recording because I've set myself on fire here. Fox, it says shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. You need to be resourceful. There is something going on here that you have control over that you're not tapping into, okay? Big hugs here, Leo. Hello, Cancer. My name is Nigel, and you have found Alchemy. We're going to be doing your quickie reading for April 19th through April 25th, 2024. The energy on this table can bleed backwards or forwards, so you might be going through this right at the moment, or this may be something that's coming into your energy, or this may be something you're completely aware of. If this does not apply to you for some reason, please check your other placements. Okay, with all that said, let's get started. What I noticed immediately is you pulled this oracle card, and I do remember that this particular oracle card was your thumbnail for one of your readings for the month. And I'm trying to remember, I don't know whether it was February. It might have been February. It was January, February, March. I don't remember, but it was recent. It was fairly recent. It was a monthly reading, so you might want to check that out. I found it interesting because this is a pretty large deck. So in any case, yes, you do have this, and you know, this is obviously the sun rising again. And if you look at the complete picture in your thumbnail, it was an egg breaking open and the sun rising from that broken egg. So it is something fertile that you have in your life that is going to release something of joy in your life. There is some joy coming. The sun is rising again. Perhaps there was a situation that the sun had set on. You do have teamwork here, so this might be you working with other people in your life to attain something. This could have something to do with work. This could have something to do with a business. This could have something to do with a relationship. But you are forming a solid foundation here, a lot of structure. There is something that you're collaborating on, though. And this came out pretty much twice in different ways. So you are collaborating or you will be collaborating. You're going to be watching something very, very carefully. It says spy. I'm not really feeling spy, but it could be someone watching you, or it could be you watching somebody else. You do have here mental clarity. So towards the end of this time, and it's in reverse, you may feel lack of mental clarity towards the end of this time. You may feel a sort of lack mentality. And this could have something to do with something that happened in your past that you're still remembering and perhaps holding on to. You have here commitment and leadership with the King of Wands. So you might be stepping into a leadership position. And you also have the Ace of Air, which is, the Ace of Swords pretty much. And it's obviously Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could have this highly aspected in your chart, or there could be someone in your life with fire, air aspects in their chart that somehow comes into some really important steps. This person, if it is indeed a person, is very important or integral to what's going on. You have at the bottom of this deck the great work, and this was Sagittarian's thumbnail. And if you notice, this is an artist with their paint, looking in the mirror and making them their great work. And I did name it in Sagittarius's reading, the great work. And the takeaway from this is you are the great work. So this is something you're doing for yourself. This is either you working on yourself. This is you working on a business. This is you working, I'm not getting heavy relationship vibes here, but of course it's going to be different for all of you, and that very well might be the case. You do have possessiveness, and with this card, especially when it's in reverse, a lot of people have been getting this card. This is a release. You releasing something. You becoming very generous on one level and releasing something on another. In the end, you have success assured here. You do with the Ten of Pentacles. You have new beginnings assured here with the Fool. You're going to go through ups and downs with this, and there is going to come a moment where you feel less than optimistic about this, but there is a lot of potential here. There's a lot of potential here. There may be some competition involved with this, where you're competing against other business owners, other people for the same job. There's some level of competition here. You might get some negative thoughts as a result of this. You might be undecided about which way to go. You have some trauma to overcome here, Cancer. There's some trauma from your life, your childhood. There's something, and I saw that way in the beginning of this reading. There's something in the that you're carrying around with you that needs to be addressed. Here we go. You need to let it go. It's something old. You need to let it go. You are going to persevere here. You are going to have a very clear thinking. There was something over here, where you had mental clarity in reverse. Here you have it upright. Okay? You are going to become wise. You're going to be the magician with the willpower and the will and the tools you need to garner fulfillment in this situation. This is joy that was not easily won. Do you see the tears? Joy, for sure, but not easily won. I'm going to stop right here. You have the manifestation card, okay? Success is assured, and right under it, you have free spirit. You have free will to do all this. The only caveat here is to move over those speed bumps very carefully. Work on whatever pain this is in your past that might be holding you back. If it is a competitive thing that you're in, to just keep your eye on the prize here. You have a rebirth, and this rebirth might have happened this winter, where you just said, or this might be something that's going to happen this winter coming up. But you have winter here and spring on the table. There are seeds that you planted that are germinating, that are going to sprout. Okay, we do not read these in reverse, by the way. So you have resistance. You may be resistant, to this, but your third eye, Cancer, is going to open up, and you're going to see clarity. And this is the third sign I have gotten for clarity in your reading. You have autumn here as a harvest. What did I say? The plant, what you plant will germinate, and you will have a harvest. and boom, abundance. Here you have you showing up in your own reading as the Ace of Water, and you have vanity and pride here. So do not let vanity and pride or ego get in the way with especially with a competitive thing that I noticed on the table. Keep your eye on the prize, not the competition for the prize. Practice self-care here. Save your energy. And forget those limiting fears. You might have limiting fears that you have carried around with you like heavy luggage that you need to release. You need to move into a more stable, harmonious flow. And when you finish with this manifestation, you will know your life's purpose. You have, here we go. Mercury retrograde has entered the chat. This Mercury retrograde is going to be key. It's going to be pivotal for you. There is something positive that's going to happen, and you're going to get this renewal and spark. You may need to retreat to garner your energy, but you are the alchemist here. You are the alchemist. Look for messages in your dreams here, Cancer, and don't forget to release and purge all those unnecessary things. If you need an apology from someone, from something in your past, nobody knows this better than me. Sometimes you have to release that desire. Sometimes you'll never get the apology that was owed to you, and all you do is sort of carry it around with you, and it becomes heavier and heavier. Release that need. Concentrate on your prize here. You have Pluto, and the Pluto and Aquarius thing could be hitting you pretty hard, but regardless of that, Pluto is transformation. Transformation is usually not easy. Remember, I showed you the joy card? Not easily won, but joy nonetheless. You may have a separation from something or someone that you love during this time, but you're going to have the courage to get through this. You are going to be guarded, and maybe that's what you need. These detours are divinely orchestrated. Do not forget, you have an epiphany at hand. And here we go again with Mercury. You're going to have an epiphany this retrograde, Cancer, and you're going to restore balance and justice back into your life. If you're going through a tough time, this card is so key to this whole reading, and it's meant for you. It's meant for you. You are creating something. Let's see. You have Camel. Persevere, and you will overcome problems. I don't know where it is, but I saw persevere in here. You have Turkeys. Someone is behaving stupidly. That might be true. You're in a very competitive situation, and somebody may act like a jackass. It doesn't mean that you have to absorb that. I'm going to pull one more for Cancer. Looks like you have two. You have the Hand. In need of help, assistance, and guidance, please do turn to your ancestors or your spirit guides for assistance during this time to get grounded. Do not go from the frying pan into the fire. It does say accusations. There may be people working against you, or should I say, trying to work against you in this competitive way in the background. But I do say trying because I see nothing but success here for you if you keep your eye on the prize. Big hugs, Cancer. Namaste. Hello Gemini, my name is Nigel and you have found Alchemy. This is going to be your quickie reading from April 19th through April 25th, 2024. The energy on this table can bleed backwards or forwards depending on where you are in the timeline. If this reading does not apply to you, feel free to check your other placements. Your reading is in there somewhere, I promise. Okay, so let's get started. You do have this card of sort of things in the past, buried bones. Okay, there are things that there are sort of skeletons in the closet here, I guess is what I want to say. There are times you feel like dissociating, 100% leaving your body, going somewhere else. Perhaps Gemini's air signs in general can do that. We can dissociate when things become uncomfortable. Perhaps you spend some of your time doing that. It's on the table for a reason, though. and it's paired with this card for a reason, though. So let's get started and see what this is about here, Gemini. You do have a collaboration in reverse. There may have been something that you or someone that you were collaborating with that you are no longer collaborating with. These small cards, by the way, we do not read those in reverse. You do have alchemy here on your side. You have the ability to change. If you find yourself in a negative situation here, you have the ability to change it, Gemini. You may not think so, but you do. You have the ability to change it somehow, and for each of you it's going to be different. You do have here new beginnings in reverse. I mean, you have new beginnings in reverse. If you're looking for a new beginning, a new road, a new start in life, I think there's an apology here on the table for a reason. So if you have wronged someone, or you do some soul searching and you found that someone could use an apology, I have a feeling that if you provide them with this apology, things will go much better for you. Then again, this could be someone owing you an apology and you're waiting for it, and you're holding off your new beginning in lieu of that. It's one or the other, Gemini. So you do have here decisions that need to be made with the Lovers. This is your card, and this comes with self-care. You have to make the best possible decision. In order to make the best possible decision, you have to do some soul searching. Get into your best self-care program, whether that's meditation, walking, working out. Clear your head so you're not dissociating, and you need to concentrate on how to get past this. You have this thing in your life, that you need to move past it, so we could turn this new path around. You have the Ace of Wands, which is growth. The growth is in reverse. What is stopping your growth? Your limiting fears. You may be fearful of something. There may be something going on in your life that you're fearful of. I think there's something you're not seeing, but here the water is rising. The water is rising slowly, and at some point it's going to engulf this man. So you need to make decisions. There may be someone here on the outside looking in that means you harm, to be honest with you. Or maybe that's a perception on your part. Maybe you feel that way. I don't know. But when I see this card, I see someone on the outside looking in. Perhaps this person was once inside. I don't know. But you do have a mental state here between this card and this card that's not the best. Okay. Again, Gemini, with this reading, I'm wondering whose energy I'm tapping into here. This is just so specific, but let's keep going. You have the Page of Pentacles, and in this deck, the Page of Pentacles is efficiency, and it is in reverse. You're not being efficient. You may not feel like you're moving forward. There is a skeleton in your closet. You have to stop dissociating and face what's going on. You have generosity here in reverse. You may feel that someone's not being generous with you. You may not be feeling particularly generous with someone else. It is changing. You have a rebirth on the table that is in reverse, just like the Fool that was in reverse. You may be feeling some apathy towards someone or something, or maybe your life in general. You're in no mood to be competitive or argue. You may be holding on to something. With this generosity card here, it looks like you're holding on to something with a very tight grip. You have karma, the Wheel of Fortune. In this deck, it represents karma and nothing else. And I'm telling you, you will reap what you have sown. And if you are owed an apology here, Gemini, then that person will reap what they have sown. You have prosperity in reverse. Something's blocking your prosperity. You perhaps are no longer able to or willing to sacrifice with the Hanged Man here. You have clear thinking in reverse. You're not thinking clearly about something. You are looking to get rid of this stress and oppression. You feel very oppressed. There is something that was supposed to come towards you that is not coming towards you. You have joy that is not coming towards you. I am telling you, way at the beginning of this reading, I told you that you have more power than you realize. You do. If we turn this card around, this is joy, but it's joy that's not easily won, right? There are tears. There is, I'm going to say that there is somebody that in your life that you need to speak with. You need to speak with them, offer them an apology, acknowledge their pain. Perhaps if you were the one that was wronged, acknowledge you need to face this person, acknowledge your pain. There are things that need to be said for this card to be turned around. You need, I'm not one to, generally speaking, I'm not one to tell you to go look for closure. It's quite the opposite. But in this situation, I think you need closure. Whether you realize it or not, or someone does. The closure needs to happen for this to be released and for everybody to just exhale. You have a commitment that you are no longer committed to. You have perhaps you're not particularly reliable these days, or maybe someone in your life their reliability has waned. There's been gossip about you. You may be falling on hard times here. You may not feel free. You may feel very stuck. Your willpower may be at an all-time low with the Magician in reverse. And in this deck, the Magician is willpower and nothing else. You are going to step into, listen, if you do what you're supposed to do on this road, you will step into some more self-confidence. Once you hear the truth, once you seek the truth, you will reach fulfillment. You see how it all turns around? And you will get your manifestation, and here is success right under it. Did you see all those bad cards leading to all the good ones? You have the Magician, you have the Alchemist, you have more power than you think. These cards are never read in reverse, by the way. You have something you need to release. Okay, you have Mercury retrograde here, which is taking place the whole month of April. Your sign is ruled by Mercury. This is travel. This is travel. I mean, excuse me. It could be travel, but in your particular instance, I think it's messages and communication. You need to communicate. Here we go. Look, apology again. Okay, I'm telling you. There is some closure that needs to take place here for everybody to just go on with their life. You need to apologize to someone in a very honest way, or that person needs time and stage and a microphone to do it to you. But there is something that needs to be released, and I think that you will. And it's part of your self-care, whether you understand that or not. You will get your spark back here. You need to do something. There is something you need to do. And this is a skeleton in a closet. This is someone drowning in that situation. You have the water card, Pisces, water, drowning, emotions. You may be feeling very closed off, very guarded. And here you have water again. This is a very emotional time for you. Or it could be the other person. You have doubts. You may be feeling lack. Someone is wearing a mask. Somebody is not telling the truth about something. You do have a third eye and clarity that is possible for you. But you need to be vulnerable in a moment here. Pluto is pulling you into transformation. Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius right now. You may have Aquarius highly aspected in your chart. You may be dealing with an Aquarius, or you just may be in the middle of this. And I'm telling you, this is no fun. I'm an Aquarian. It sucks ass. Okay? Distance yourself and figure out what it is you need to do. Isolate yourself and figure out what it is you need to do. Be honest with yourself and what has occurred, and pass that honesty over to someone else. If you need to sit with someone and explain to them that you made huge mistakes and that you're very sorry, and you offer them the apology, or you sit with someone, you say, you have really hurt me. And here's how. This is really painful to me. You need to hear this. I really strongly believe with that apology card coming out twice that it's one of those things. You do have here gratitude, so and detachment. So you waffle between detachment and being very cold to gratitude and warmth. And the truth is, I really think in this situation, there are many times I say you should detach in a reading. I'm not afraid of detachment. I think detachment can be quite healthy. In this situation, in order to detach, I think you need to provide warmth. This might have been a soul tie in your life. The seeds you plant today are going to germinate, okay? You have a spirit on your side here. You need to have some compassion either for yourself or for the other party. Your higher self is being activated. You will continue to have disharmony and conflict and self-sabotage until you, and here it is, the dark night of the soul. You need to release this toxicity, because this will produce an unexpected storm. And once the storm comes, you have no control. Right now, you have so much control that it's ridiculous, and you may feel completely powerless, but I'm telling you, you're not powerless. You have look at this, a double card. And this is why, by the way, I use a double deck to see what cards come out twice. And you have a cycle that needs to be finished. You need to be finished. You can step into your higher self, step into the sun, but you need to finish out the cycle the right way. Otherwise, you are doomed to repeat this whole thing, or this cycle is just going to go on and on and on. I have never seen so many negative things that are in somebody's control like I do in this reading. You have control more than you think, for your own good. I don't care if you could, even if you hate this person, even if you think this person, if you never want to see them again, I don't know what the situation is exactly, but end this the right way, and you'll see your luck will change so freaking completely, and you'll be able to put a period at the end of that sentence and just walk away and complete the cycle, Gemini. Big hugs. Oh, wait, no, I'm going to pull 2 more cards for you. I'll pull 2 of these. Give me 2 cards for Gemini, please. 2 cards for Gemini, please. There we go. It's the Tower. It is listen, the Tower in this deck, it says success, but yes, the interesting thing is the Tower in the Tarot is something being demolished, because the Tower moment generally comes when we don't take the bull by the horns, right? This could go either way. I told you, you have control. You have control that you're not tapping into. You have the staff here. It says you will be taken care of. And I agree with that, because somewhere in here, and I don't want to dig through this, you did have spirit on your side. Gemini, you will be taken care of if you do this the right way. 100% more than taken care of. You will have completed a cycle in the right way. You will be moving on to really, really positive things. But I'm telling you, this is going to keep going round and round unless you do it. And just do it for you. I'm not even asking you to be, to put your heart on your sleeve and do it for someone else. Do it for you. Do it for selfish reasons. You have all the power within your hands. Big hugs. Namaste. Hello Taurus, welcome to your quickie reading. This is going to cover the 19th through the 25th of April 2024. The energy here on this table might bleed backwards or forwards depending on where you're at in the story. You might know exactly what I'm speaking on when I speak on it during this time together, or it might be something that's already happened, or it might be something that's happening in your future. If this doesn't resonate at all and you don't recognize yourself in this at all, then I would just check your other placements. Also, I wanted to say that the Taurus reading is out for your birthday. So it's Taurus only, birthday 2024. Pick a crystal reading. It's just for you. I wouldn't miss that. It only comes out once a year. And it's good from birthday to birthday. Okay, all that said, let's get started. It looks like you have chosen the nuclear winter card, which is odd for a Taurus reading, especially lately. Your readings have been so positive, but you may feel there's some aspect of your life that you're rebuilding from the ground up, something that you're starting from scratch with. For sure. Here at the bottom, by the way, whatever energy that it's here on the table should pass quickly, but we are going to dive into the decks to get a deeper look and a look ahead. So you have the Ace of Swords in reverse, which is mental clarity in reverse. You may not be seeing something extremely clear right now, and you also chose air. So there's your thoughts are on the table here. Your clarity is on the table here. You also might be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but there is a lot of air here on the table. Perhaps you have air highly aspected in your chart. You do have insomnia in reverse, and it is coupled with longing, separation. You might be separated from somebody that you really love at this time. You might be sleeping too much. It is a sign of depression. You might feel sad. At the same time, there might be another group of you that was suffering from insomnia that is slowly snapping out of this, but there is separation and longing here on the table. You have hard work and rewards, and it's coupled with self-worth and expectations. So there is something going on in your life here that you're very proud of. It seems to me, it just seems monetary to me, but this is a general reading for a large group of people, so I have no idea how it's going to hit you. But there is self-worth and hard work. There is something that you have worked hard for, and you've attained. And here you have intelligence and reliability, which is the King of Cups in this deck, and you have change and courage. You're heading into change here. Suitcase in hand, ready for the change, having the courage to seek the change, and you come off as reliable during this time. Very interesting reading for a Taurus, I have to tell you. At the bottom of this deck, this is more what I'm used to seeing here, Taurus. I'm not sure whether this was your reading or Capricorn's reading that had this thumbnail, but in any case, this is your money growing. So whether you are working on something currently or invested in something, perhaps your money, you can expect it to grow, which is really nice energy. Now, coupled with that, you do have some loss here. And I don't know whether this is a fear you have of losing your abundance or whether this is an actuality, something that occurs. I do think that it's temporary because this card sort of comes after all the other cards, and it's followed by the key here in the deck. So you have the key to unlock future abundance here. And so whatever fears you have, you should lay them to rest. You might also be experiencing a loss of love. I could see that because there's a separation card right here. You might be missing someone here. Your optimism, regardless of your situation, is at an all-time low. You are rebuilding something. In order for you to be rebuilding something, something had to have come down. You could almost look at this like this is after the tower. Post-tower, what happens? It's nuclear winter. You have to rebuild. After the smoke clears here, Taurus, you are going to have this feeling of being free. You are going to be free of all this muck. There is a deception tied up in this. Perhaps somebody hurt you. Perhaps someone lied to you. Maybe that was the separation that was here on the table. Maybe you felt defensive and you felt that you had to keep things from that person in order to feel safe. But there is a deception here on the table, and it is caused by some sort of a trauma that occurred. You do have, this is just odd. You have prosperity in reverse. So you go through a period of time where you feel bad about something, for sure. I know this isn't a long-lasting feeling because I see this. Now, you might be going through some sort of a breakup, and maybe this breakup or maybe this separation, it could be temporary, has you feeling down in the dumps in general, has you feeling like you're stuck out in the cold here. You are going to be letting go of the past. There's something that either needs to be let go of or you've chosen to let go of, and you are going to seek the truth here. The truth will be different for all of you. The oppression that that you go through feeling, remember I told you it was temporary. It will lift. It is lifting. You do have here difficult decisions in reverse. So you do come to a conclusion and the decisions have been made, and you are able to exhale here. You do have potential with the Page of Wands. That is the card of potential. So, and here's your wealth card with the Nine of Pentacles. Thank goodness it does match this card. You do go through some weird thing here, though, Taurus, where you're feeling down in the dumps. Maybe something happened and you're worried about your future with money. It looks like you're definitely worried about your future in general here. It looks like you're worried about a relationship that you may have had a temporary separation. There is an ending here, but this ending does come with some sort of a rebirth. I think you go inward here. With the meditation card, you find your confidence again, you find your stability, your footing, you get rid of, thank God, of these negative thoughts, and you persevere. That's the Taurus energy I'm used to seeing. Your opposition is in reverse as well. So that's good. Whatever was opposing you, whatever was having you down, whatever was holding you down seems to be clearing. Your status improves as a result. Your status could be anything. It could be monetary, or it could be your status in love. You have the Two of Cups here, so there is a partnership here on the table. You have pulled the Magician, which is beautiful. You're getting your willpower back. It's leading to fulfillment. Thank God, huh? And you have revelations here. And the Tower card in this deck is about revelations. It's about something coming to you. You're like, wait a minute. It's almost like a lightning strike, like you figure something out. And I see the clarity in the cards, that you go from being foggy, not being able to see, maybe being a little depressed, down in the dumps, at a loss, to clarity. And you get your leadership qualities back, your fire back. You're feeling confident again. You have this exciting news coming towards you, and you have the generosity that is so integral in many Taurians coming right back out. You have discovery. You discovered something here, and you have classic romantic. So listen, if you did go through a breakup, you're either going to come back together with this person, or something brand new is coming towards you, because you have growth here with the Ace of Wands. It will, I'm just going to keep pulling a little bit, it will produce a little gossip. You know, there might be people talking behind your back, but you don't care, man. You have your abundance and your joy. And this is like probably where I'm going to stop. The joy card comes at a price in this deck, right? You see the tears? This was hard-won joy. You've been through some shit in your life here, Taurus, and you've been through it, and you deserve whatever it is that's coming towards you. You survived nuclear winter. You survived a lot. It looks like you have some trauma here on the table as well. It was hard-won, but the joy is coming for you. You are going to complete a cycle here. This came probably very unexpected, almost like a storm. You might have had a dark night of the soul here, but you have managed to break some toxic patterns, and through nurture and compassion, either nurturing that someone has given you or nurturing that you have given yourself, and of course your spirit guides here, you were open to receive. You were open to receive this gift and this union that's coming towards you. You do have self-love, which is really nice to see. A lot of times we go through trauma and we don't have the self-love we need. You do have this awakening. And I said that in the other deck, there was something that happens with that tower. An awakening happens. You have this amazing chemistry with somebody, and although you go through a period of lack of suffering, you come out, and we do not read these cards in reverse, you come out very wise, knowing exactly what you want. This came out twice. I do a double deck for a reason. The spirits are screaming, you have broken some toxic patterns here, and you have, as a result and as a reward, these new beginnings. You have planted the seeds, okay? And in divine timing, oh wow, your wish is coming true. This is the wish card. You may have you may have doubts along the way, but I'm telling you, once you pull away and retreat, I'm keeping this right here because I love this card. Once you act vulnerable, once you stop detaching, once you stop putting up facades, if you were hiding your true feelings, this lightning strike comes, and man, here we go. You have your twin flame. Beautiful, beautiful reading. Definitely not easy, but beautiful. Give me 2 for Taurus. Taurus, a woman is in this, a dealings or relationships with a woman. This could be you, or this could be somebody, obviously, that you're dealing with, Taurus. One more. You have Fly, a period of ill health and depression. I don't think you're going to be unhealthy. For most of you, I think you're going to go through a period of depression, of sadness, of being down. It was very clear at the beginning of this reading that somebody was going to go through a dark night of the soul. But you come out of this beautifully, beautifully. I'm going to pull one more card for you. And give me one for Taurus, please. Just one more for Taurus, please. One more for Taurus, please. You have the biome connection. Beautiful, absolutely perfect for this reading. A connection indeed, Taurus. You're going to have a beautiful connection, and it's on the table for you. You do have the comfort card here at the bottom of the deck, and this connection that you are receiving in your life after the smoke clears from this nuclear winter is going to be beautiful. It's going to be cozy, but it's also going to be very passionate. I couldn't ask for a better reading for you. Big hugs, happy birthday, and don't forget to watch your birthday reading. Namaste. Hello, Aries. Welcome to your quickie reading. This is going to cover April 19th through April 25th, 2024. And what we are going to do here is cover that span of time. So when I say week, that's what I'm referring to. This could bleed backwards or forwards. You could know exactly what I'm talking about as I'm speaking on it. You may have gone through it recently. You may be going through it now, or you may be going through it in the very near future. As a reminder, don't forget to watch your birthday reading. It has been posted, and it is good from one birthday to the next birthday in 2025. And it's a Aries only. Pick a card. So with all that said, let's get started. There seems to be a relationship here on the table, Aries, and that is coming up very strongly in your reading. It's something that is very important, obviously very important to you, very important to this reading. You have efficiency, and it is in the reverse. So you may feel that you're not being as efficient as you could be. You may feel that the relationship isn't firing exactly the way you'd like it to. Spirit is trying to remind you that it will trust in divine timing for this connection. You will have the strength and the renewal and the spark back into this connection. It looks like this connection is a good one. You may be undecided at the moment. You may have some confusion on the table. You may be a little guarded. But here, Spirit is trying to tell you to try to why can't I speak? you're part of a team. When you're in a relationship, you're part of a team. It takes work on both sides. The vulnerable card over here mixed with this water card. Yes, you may be involved with a water sign, but I think Spirit is asking you to be more vulnerable, more less guarded, if that's possible. I know Aries can be very fiery in nature, so I think your softer side is being called upon right now to keep this connection really well. At the bottom of this deck, Spirit is reminding you that you do have something magical and it's all yours, and not to forget about it, not to abuse it. At the card right under it is the card of, you know, the Lovers. I mean, it's not the Lovers in tarot, but it is a romantic interlude, and it's very, very similar to that card. So I have to say over and over again, this is a relationship. You do have the end of illusion. If you were illusory or delusional, if you were delusional in any way, that is lifting. You have serendipity coming into your life through this connection, which is really nice energy. The end of opposition. If you felt oppressed in past relationships, you're not going to feel oppressed with this one. You do have riches, and riches could mean actual riches, or it could mean the Ten of Pentacles, meaning abundance within a relationship. You at the end of opposition, if you've had if you've bumped heads with this person in the past, you can expect that to be released in the future through hard work. You will be rewarded. You have the Death card in reverse, which means you are not closing out a cycle with this person. There might be a rebirth with this person, but you're not closing out a cycle. If you are broken up with this person, it looks like there's unfinished business between the two of you. You do have balance coming into this relationship in the future. You have the Tower, and in this particular deck, the Tower represents revelations. There is something that could hit you like a ton of bricks suddenly, a realization about something, and it's going to change everything here. Beware of impulsiveness, and that's something that should probably preface every Aries reading. You can be quite impulsive. You are a leader, okay? And I think as a leader, you can be quite impulsive. You do have lust. There is the devil here, but in this deck, this represents lust. And hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. I think that you're going to have a really hot relationship with this person. And if you're having problems with this person right now, I could see that there were some problems. I'm talking the future. The future looks pretty good, and it does look like it's coming around again. And there is potential here. There's potential. There's nostalgia. There are things that you probably think about that happened in this relationship. It's going to lead to fulfillment here. And you have the end of heartbreak. Perhaps the two of you hurt each other. Perhaps the relationship was painful. This Three of Swords is in reverse. You're going to get confident about this connection again. It's going to speed up, Aries. It's going to speed up. There might have been some trauma in this relationship that needed to heal. But as the Magician, you're going to have the willpower to see this through, and you're going to find the balance again. Apparently balance was needed in this relationship. And what did I say? There's not going to be a death to this relationship, but there will be a rebirth. And there it is. You're going to be celebrating. Once you figure out the truth of this situation, once this revelation hits you, once you use your intuition, this partnership is not going to be able to be stopped. Okay? And here you are, the Emperor, Aries energy. Your status is going to change. If you are single, it's going to change. If you are broken up, it's going to change. You have mastery here. You're going to master what needs to be mastered in order to heal this relationship. The Star is a card of hope, and it's a card of healing. And you have the Lovers here, which Gemini energy, Aquarian energy. But more than that, it's decisions. You're going to make solid, rock solid decisions. Don't forget the magic you have. Never take this for granted, okay? Your higher self is being activated, and I could see that in this reading. I could see someone who goes through it could be a dark night of the soul, not sure, but it could be something like that where you go through a breakup and you have time to think and something hits you out of the blue and you're like, wait a minute, I love this person, you know, we have to work on this. And that's when the healing starts. You may have sabotaged this connection in the past. Maybe the person you're with sabotaged it. But you do have assistance here. The universe is helping this flow to you. Stability, balance again. And the harvest is coming. It's coming. And if you need to apologize, Aries, apologize. If you need to ask for an apology, just say that you've really been hurt and you need an apology, then do that. You have guides here. You're the alchemist. You can change things. My God, you're awakening. Remember what you have. Remember what you have. There is going to be a truth that you are going to be hit with. And here's nostalgia again, memories and nostalgia. This is something that's coming back around for many of you. You do have, there were some detours in this situation, but it was fate that brought you back together. You have gifts, abundance, celebration. You're going to have the courage to make these changes. There's healing that needed to take place, and you got healing twice. This is why I use a double deck of cards, by the way, to see which cards come out twice. Healing was or is needed in this connection for it to flourish. You need to purge certain things, release certain things. You may be dealing with an air sign. You may have air highly aspected in your chart or the person's chart, but there is air here on the table. Compassion and nurturing are needed. There is a rebirth again. You're going to be unified. You're going to transcend this. And here we have the offer of Venus finally coming forward. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Please be open to it. Be open to receive. And you have balance again. Justice, balance. This is beautiful. Great reading. Great reading. Beautiful. All right, let's look at this for Aries. For Aries, this flipped. You have bowl, plenty of material things. I'm sure you do have plenty of material things here, Aries, but what you're looking for, at least whoever's reading this is, what you're looking for and what you're going to be rewarded with is transcending that. You have quill. Get back to the basics. I would say so. There are basic things that this relationship needed, and one of them was balance and another was healing. Healing came out many, many times. I'm going to pull one extra card for you for this connection. For this connection, for Aries, please. For Aries, you have inner core, solidity. Yeah, your inner core. You need to feel something in your inner core. When that tower hits, you're going to feel it totally. It's going to hit you right in your inner core, and you're going to know exactly what you need to do. At the bottom of the deck here, you have passion. Passion. I would say so. I would say so. Okay. For some reason, I'm being called to pull one more card. Okay. Hold on. I'm just going to pause this for a second and go get another deck. Hold on. Okay, I am going to shuffle this very quickly. For Aries, please. You have self-care. Clear your energy field and focus on yourself. I would say that's true. If you're taking a break from someone, use that to clear all the negative energy out, and so you can be still and listen. For that tower to hit your mind and your core. You have, strictly sexual. Well, I don't believe that. I think this is definitely enduring, but I do think you're going to have a strictly sexual encounter with this person. I do. I think that's where the passion card came out. And there are obstacles. There are unhealed wounds. And that's what's blocking you. It's the healing. It is the healing. Does this situation align with your values and morals? I would say it does. You may regret losing this person. And if you don't regret it now, you're going to regret it when you're still, when you clear out the debris. You are divinely guided. Someone is secretly yearning for you. This is a twin flame. I'm going to just pull one more card for Aries, please. One more card for Aries, please. True love. Beautiful. That's exactly what I was thinking. You need to release all the bullshit here, Aries. Just release it. I wish you all the luck. I will see you during your birthday reading. Big hugs. Happy birthday.